This is a fake iPhone 16 Pro, and this is a real iPhone 16 Pro. This one costs $200, and this one costs $1,000. Can it compare? We will see. Alright, so this is the format of the video, so if you'd like to jump around at any point of the video, see a different aspect of the fake iPhone versus the real, be sure to do it. This is what I use for the SEO of this video, this is what I use for the music of this video, this is what I use for the products of this video, and this is what I use for the graphics of this video. If you want to check them out, they're all linked in the description. By the way, they're all affiliate links, so they'll help support the channel. Alright, so the fake comes in a box like this, and the real one comes in, well, the Apple bag. Opening up the fake box, it looks like we're getting also our own bag. Very cool, okay. And we even get a bunch of goodies in here. We get fake AirPods. Oh, I didn't even know that would come, but that's nice. All right, a case and also a screen protector. All right, let's get into the actual boxes of the two. All right, these both look very, very similar. Like, I can barely even tell the differences. Maybe a slight different color. Oh, the back's a little bit different. We have some more text on the fake than the real. But looking at the sides, the Apple logo, it looks a little bit lower maybe. All right, taking off the pull tabs. Ooh, satisfying. Opening both of them up. And it looks like the real one fits seamlessly where the fake is kind of doesn't fit quite as good in the box. All right, taking out the cables, we got a light charging cable and then a braided USB-C cable. All right, looking at both of them side by side, it looks like one is slightly smaller and maybe slightly different color. All right, and it has a bunch of weird film all over it. Let's take all that crap off. All right, now removing the front film for both of the phones. Very satisfying. Booting them both up. Looks like the fake needs to be charged and the real one is good to go. All right. Alright, setting both of them up. The real one you just set up normally. The fake one was already logged in, so that's a little concerning because I'm pretty sure this is a real iPhone. I think it's running real iOS. I even signed in my Apple ID and my iMessage works, everything works. Even the Face ID was working as well, which was kind of crazy. But I just am here setting everything up. It looks like it's an older version of iOS. Here's me setting up the Face ID on the fake, and it seems to be working just like the normal Face ID. So that's super duper interesting, but getting all that figured out quickly, it looks like we are stuck on iOS 16 and not any of the betas. And I get this question all the time, like, where do I buy this fake iPhone? I'll leave a guide in my description, all the methods I use to get fake iPhones and not get the crappy ones. The guide is completely free, my gift to you. Be sure to go check it out in the description. All right, looking at the two phones side by side, they both look very, very similar. This is the real one and this is the fake one. One thing to notice, first of all, is that the fake one is ever so slightly smaller than the original. And that's because it is just the iPhone 10 inside of a body of an iPhone 16 Pro. So it is slightly smaller than the original iPhone 16 Pro. Looking at the back, they both look very, very similar. It looks like the fake color is slightly different, ever so slightly, a little bit less matte than the original, not quite as dark. Looking at the sides of the two, the sides both look very, very similar. Looks like one of the main differences I can notice is the camera. Actually, if you notice that the very right camera on the fake is slightly more spread out to the side than the original camera. Also, we do have a volume rocker instead of a action button. We do have a lightning cable instead of the micro USB. Also, take a sec to acknowledge all of the other tiny details that I can find as well. Some more of the details to notice is the color on the back glass is slightly lighter than the real one. Also, the cameras on the fake are not spaced out properly and look a little goofy when you take a better look at them. There's a fake LiDAR sensor on the back with a fake microphone hole as well. Also, the flash is very interesting because on the iPhone 10, the flash is right below the camera where they needed to put the flash to the right of it. So you get a flash from actually both angles. It's actually hilarious. There's no camera button on the fake and the off button is slightly higher on the clone than the original. The clone does also have a SIM tray where the original does not. And also on the other side of the volume buttons, they're higher up than the original. The fake still does have a silencer switch where the original has the action button, and the fake does charge with lightning charging cable where the original does the USB Type-C. The speakers on the bottom pretty much look the same. I'm not really sure if the sides have real titanium, but they look very similar either way. Also, another thing to acknowledge, here's the differences in the actual displays. On the left is the real and the right is the fake. We can obviously see that it's just a smaller display. It has the notch. It's not quite as bright and beautiful to look at, but honestly, not horrible. Turning them both off. It's pretty similar looking, honestly, if you look at it like that. All right, let's get into the smaller details too. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at the UI, and they're both actually are running iOS. If we go into the general, we can see a little bit better about what we're dealing with. But the difference here is that, so I don't know if any of this is true. It says iPhone 16 Pro right here. They both say iPhone 16 Pro in the settings, if you can see right there. Serial number, this one has a warranty, this one doesn't. You can even change the name. This one says it's running iOS 16.7. 18.1, but this is running iOS 18.1.1. So that's the difference here, is that this is actually running the old version because it's not supported with the newer updates. So basically what you'll get with that is everything is going to be basically the same as an iPhone 10 that has iOS 16 essentially. So all of the apps are going to look pretty much the same. Go here, go to the calendar, like everything is real iOS. The Photos app, like everything is real. Oh, you even get the old Photos app, which is kind of nice, honestly. The camera app, obviously the camera app is going to be slightly different because it has the older version of the camera app, but it does work just like the original. See, look, it's all the same. All the same. Going to the news, everything is legit. It's crazy because this is an actual iOS iPhone that you can use. It's just a Frankenstein phone. Wow, there's tons of little things, but like, look at this. It's literally the same. All right, one thing I do want to take a look at are CPU X. So this is an app that basically analyzes the phone's internals so that we can get the exact stats of what's going on. So on the real here, we have the device is the iPhone 16 Pro, where the fake says the iPhone 10. As for the processor, it's a lot slower than the original. We have 3 gigs of RAM, where this one has 8 gigs of RAM. This one has a 5.8-inch OLED display, where this has a 6.3 XDR OLED. One thing to note is that's why this one has a little bit of a chin, because it had to be put into a bigger body to make it seem more similar to the iPhone 16. But honestly, in my opinion, this is the best clone I've ever seen because it runs actual iOS. Like if you were to buy this phone, it's not an Android clone. Like I've bought other clones in the past and they all are just Android skinned that looks like iOS, but this is actual iOS and actual iPhone. And so you actually have iMessage, you actually have FaceTime, you actually have all of these things that other fakes just don't have. And it's a lot smoother, it's a lot better functioning, and you just have all of these services that work like they should because it's an actual real iPhone. All right, now for our phone buff style speed test. Starting out right here, we're going through all of the apps and it looks like we're actually in a real race right here. Looks like the real one is obviously crushing it, but compared to other fakes that I've compared, this fake on the left side is doing extremely well. Or the real iPhone 16 Pro Max is already blown through, already on the second lap, and we're going through the second round again. But the fake is actually doing quite a bit better than I thought. We end up with 53 seconds on the real, going through the rest of the fake, and we made it to the second lap right there, going through all of the apps again. It seems like we hold all of them open except for Facebook. Facebook had to reboot, but honestly, a time of 1 minute and 40 seconds, that is impressive. I did one like this about a month ago with another fake iPhone, and that one got like 5 minutes, where the real one got about like the similar speed, like 1 minute. And so that is amazing improvement there. All right, so on the right is the fake iPhone 16 Pro, and on the left is the real iPhone 16 Pro, and this is the quality you can expect from the camera. Honestly, I would have expected better from the iPhone 10 front-facing camera, but I think that something to do with this different display has definitely modified and kind of made it a little wonky, because holy, it looks awful. Take a look at the mountains. It's like blowing out the whites like crazy. All right, let's check out the back camera. All right, here's the rear-facing camera for both of them. On the, let's see. On the right is the fake. On the left is the real, and this is the quality you can expect from them. Testing. I don't know kind of what's going on, but hopefully it looks good. I'll also include the other telephoto lenses as well, but those are the mountains if you want to take a look. I don't really know what it's looking like. All right, I just put the 2x zoom lens on. I don't know what the difference will be here, but hopefully it looks a little bit better, maybe. But yeah, so anyways, hopefully you can tell the differences here. All right, now we're gonna do a little shake test with the rear facing cameras right here. So this is the fake and this is the real. All right, shaking them around. All right, now we're gonna check in the decibel level of the two. It looks like the real one can do around, I think it tops out at 90 decibels right there, listening to the intro of my video, but right around 84 and 80-ish. And then we go to the fake one, and the fake one seems to be doing around 70 to 80-ish, around there. Looks like we topped out at 80, and that's kind of the difference in the actual speakers of the phones. So very impressive there. The Antutu Geekbench, and looks like the real one's going through it a lot quicker. Well, they look like they're both doing decently well on it. Looks like we're lagging a little bit on the fake, but going through all of that, it's a pretty long Geekbench. But ultimately, we finish off with the iPhone 16 Pro, and it gets a really good score, whereas the fake one actually never even finished.